Look, if you just finished Squid Game and you don't know how you feel about it, let's talk. For the record, I'm Lee. I try and be a positive counterbalance in this sometimes negative film space, but there's some stuff we've got to talk about. If this is one of the first Korean things that you've ever watched, you've got to understand that Korean media is a lot more fluid when it comes to genre. There are so many things that I've watched, Parasite being one of them, where the first half has got so many great jokes in it, and the second half is just hella depressing. And we knew Squid Game was about capitalism and greed and pain and suffering. So if this ended with Superman Gi-hun, I think I might have even felt a bit robbed. But there were plenty of things in this season I did not vibe with. The detective had such little impact on the plot in all of season 2 and 3. That guy hung out on the boat with Captain Park and had a great time. And also, why were they playing a Korean children's game in the US? How would that guy in the street have any reference to it? Could have been playing dice or maybe like a Beyblade situation. But the scene I keep coming back to is when the front man meets Ji-hun and asks him, have you lost faith in humanity? Ji-hun went through the exact same circumstances the front man did when he played. Matter of fact, he went through it twice. And when the front man thought it's inevitable to become this, to give in to what this is, Ji-hun proved him wrong. That resilience in the face of capitalism and greed and evilness and pain and death, that is the reason why the frontman does what he does at the end of the show. Ji-hun showed him that it was possible to still have some humanity left, even after all of that, even after everything they had both been through. That is the reason why the frontman does the things that Ji-hun would have done if he'd have stayed alive. He didn't have to save the baby or give the money to Ji-hun's daughter. He didn't have to do those things, but he chose to. Even at the start of season 2, I knew the ending of this show in the end would depress me. And this ending does, yes, feel very much, I didn't win the battle, but I eventually won the war. And that's why part of me is excited about what they do in the future. You know, is the frontman only in America to give the money to Ji-hun's daughter to do this kind thing? Or is he actually there to set up Squid Game in America? You know, there's a part of me that hopes maybe he left this world behind, and seeing the evilness continue is what brings him back in to maybe be the protagonist of the next story. Maybe that's my inner optimist showing, I don't know. But either way, I feel it's important to shout out the moments that left you gobsmacked and amazed just as much as the moments that maybe you didn't love. What happened to the mother and son combo was heartbreaking. And seeing that button not be pressed during the final game had me shouting at my screen. Honestly, I think seeing Ji-hun walk back and look at this button in shock and disbelief might be my moment of the whole show. I'm not here to convince you either way that this show is good or bad. That is up to you. But let me know what you thought below, and let me know if anything I said in this video made you think. Anyway, I've got to get back to work. See you later.